we're gonna go over a high baseline and low responder. This is a tricky area or category, and I will explain what I mean. Because typically anyone that has a high baseline, they are perceived as being naturally gifted. They're a natural. They're so athletic. They're made to do this sport or activity. And because they're viewed that way, if you are also a low responder, right, you're not going to improve very fast or greatly, even with the correct and right stimuli. So they're going to put in all of this work and they're going to see that their improvement just plateaus or it goes very slowly. And this is dangerous because we all know people like this. And the perception to the coach or the peers, unfortunately, is very negative. It's often like they're wasting their talent. They may appear to be lazy, inconsistent, or coasting on their natural ability. They face a lot of internal frustration because they're probably not making the progress early on, and they face a lot of external criticism. People being very critical because they're seeing that you're not improving like the rest of the team, but you're so gifted, right? That's kind of the double-edged sword here. And these individuals look like they're not really trying too much, when in reality, they're just struggling to see any types of performance gains. What these people typically need is that they need advanced programming and coaching to keep progressing. And mentally, it's going to be frustrating for them too, so they're going to need support. Maybe initially they're not seeing the gains, right? And that adds all of the mental obstacles and mental hurdles that start to get them discouraged and not try as hard, right? Because it easily could turn into, why should I put in that work if I'm not going to see any of the gains that my peers are seeing, right? So then they start to back off because when they do less, they're seeing the same type of amount of gains because they're naturally gifted, right? So they still can compete. It's such an interesting dynamic if people fall into this group of being a high baseline person and a low responder. And the takeaway message for this group is don't assume that they're not giving effort based on their output. These people may need to work just as hard to make the little small gains, right? And that's the struggle. That's the struggle from the external perception, and that's their internal battle, is that they have to put in all of this work to just see these minuscule gains sometimes. And that's really how they respond to training or skill development, and that can be very frustrating.